Didn't you have an affair early on?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I am back again with another video. Now, recently, Martha Stewart released a teaser or a snippet of her documentary that is set to be released on Netflix. Now, when this snippet was released, it was very confusing, to say the least, but I'm just going to go ahead and play it, and then I'm going to give you guys my opinions on it after.
Young women, listen to my advice. If you're married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of shit. Get out of that marriage.
Didn't you have an affair early on?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that.
So we hear Martha Stewart very clearly, right? And let me tell you something. Martha has always been my girl. I used to watch her cooking show and, you know, all of that. She's always seemed very cool, down to earth. But this is how you know that this conversation that I'm having, it's not because I like or don't like a certain person. It's that women need to hear the opposite side of the coin, because so often women constantly hear things that fan their flame, or, you know, things that are in support of them doing a lot of foolishness. But we, you know, seldom have other women who are standing in the gap and telling women, like, you know, what you're saying is hypocritical, or what you're doing is very hypocritical. And that's exactly what happened here in this conversation. You know, Martha Stewart was very adamant. She said, you know, for all the women who are out there, if your husband starts cheating on you or he starts tripping, you know, he's a piece of crap. Leave him, right? So this is the same conversation that we hear over and over. Interestingly enough, it's always from women who are supposed to be, you know, giving younger women insight to the things or how to maneuver. They always end up kind of having the conversation in the sense of, oh, you know, men ain't this, men ain't that, live your life, go be free, you know, worry about yourself, don't worry about being anybody's wife, you know, do your own thing. This is something that a lot of the older women always say to younger women.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Now, this is whether older women are married or not, whether they're in long-term relationships or not. They're always giving younger women the advice to stay single. And in this regard, it was based off of the fact that, you know, her husband was cheating, right? So she's saying, you know, if your husband is cheating on you and he's this, y'all don't need to reconcile. Y'all don't need to fix it. He's a piece of crap. And y'all need to just leave him in the dust because he ain't worth it. On the contrary, the producer asked, but Martha, didn't you cheat on your husband? Didn't you cheat on that same man in the beginning of y'all relationship? And she had the audacity to say, oh yeah, I did, but he never knew about it.
Didn't you have an affair early on?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that.
So the message that we're giving to younger women is you can cheat as long as he doesn't find out about it. But the minute that he does the same exact thing that you did, he's a piece of crap and he's not worth anything. What kind of message are we sending? What kind of conversation is that? Honestly. And I personally feel that a lot of these older women are doing these younger women a disservice because of the way that things panned out for them. And again, if he would have found out about that situation and she did not want to divorce him, she would have been devastated. If the shoe was on the other foot and Martha Stewart's ex-husband was on doing a documentary or talking a part of her documentary and said, you know, men, if your wife cheats, she's a piece of crap and you should just leave her. The internet would be in an uproar because the internet hates holding women accountable for their actions. Right? So once anybody is saying anything contrary to the feminist movement, the women's movement, or, you know, women, if basically anybody says that women can do something wrong, you're the outcast. And again, in that regard, it's not, you know, doing any justice to the women that we're seeing. We see a lot of these women go out there thinking that, you know, oh, these men are beneath me. Oh, they're so this, they're so that. I can do bad all by myself. And we see it time and time and time again that they're genuinely miserable.
I miss my family. I miss being a family.
A lot of these women have not even stepped into long-term relationships or marriages, and they're getting all of the negative, downloads from all these different sources. And so, although they're longing for that within themselves, they never get the full experience, because whenever they get into these situationships or relationships, the man is already fighting a losing battle. That's sad. A lot of these women who talk so much crap about men, it's completely obvious that a lot of these women have never had the full attention of a man on them. They've never experienced being in a relationship with somebody who genuinely likes them. They put themselves in situations, and, even if the person is starting off on a good foot, they already start turning this man off or turning him away by all of their negative ideas. Again, based off of the things that they've heard from people from generations past. It's interesting because, a lot of these women who are in these spaces, they don't have Martha Stewart business. They don't have Martha Stewart finances. Right? So the level of, comfort that she is able to obtain, being, the brand name that she is, and also living alone, is very different than a lot of what these other women are going to experience. I'm sure that she has a full staff in her house at all times. A lot of these other women, they go home from work and nobody's there. They just looking at the four walls. And again, what do they have to do? The same thing the great Kaya said. They got to buy a dog or a cat or both. Because that companionship, they realize that they're actually lacking. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.